Looking at the way the Republican presidential candidates have responded to Rush Limbaugh's slaughtering of Miss Sandra Fluke over the airways, it's really sad. You see Ron Paul calling the comments crude. You see Mitt Romney, after trying to avoid the question, basically saying that's not the language I would have used. Only Rick Santorum called the comments absurd. And we haven't heard much from Newt Gingrich. Are we so polarized that people can't come to the defense of a woman who's been attacked like this? But this speaks to a greater problem in America. This country is inherently misogynistic. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, we're not living in places like Afghanistan and Iraq. Women have rights here and the like. But do we have to really just prop ourselves up based on what we're not because we're not them? My belief is that we should be able to do better. We're supposed to have equality here, right? But look at this country. Look at Chris Brown. Look at Rihanna. We see that even the Grammys were talking about, oh, we're so happy to have Chris Brown back, and that they were basically victimized. We see situations like The Family Guy where they had a woman basically getting nearly killed throughout every part of the episode in a vain attempt to try to talk about domestic violence. We can't even do that right on our television shows. And speaking of television shows, they're soft porn nowadays. We see music videos where Nelly's swiping credit cards down women's behinds, and much of our music, not just hip-hop music, speaks about women in a derogatory fashion. And, you know, many of us just get upset when women like Miss Sandra Fluke or girls at Rutgers are called names by Don Imus and Rush Limbaugh, but don't really care about the women who are spoken about every single day in our music videos who don't have college degrees, which is a different issue for another day. But really, at the end of the day, we have to start looking at what we're going to do to address misogyny in the media. I'm raising daughters now, so I'm very mindful of this issue, and it's very sad that people are going to put out comments like these, almost beat women to death, disparage them in videos, and still have careers, still have a right to make a living in that particular profession. Chris Brown came back bigger than ever. Rush Limbaugh is probably going to get a bigger contract after this, and if any Republicans really condemned his words outside of just saying inappropriate, they're afraid he's going to go after them. We are cowards in this country. Much of the successes women have made have been because of their resilience, and not because this country has just tried to prop up women at every juncture. We know that history is not the case. And when we look at situations like the contraception issue, people are just fundamentally disrespecting women at every particular level. Yes, we saw it with Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton during the last election, but outside of politics, this is a greater issue in this country, and the Rush Limbaugh situation is just the most recent reminder of that. We have a lot of work to do, but this is work worth doing for our daughters' sake.